Yoga Research and Development Center. Health360 is telling you all about India's gift to the world. Yoga is a divine journey from self to true self. And to find that true self, India today is in Bengaluru city. We are at the Akshar Yoga Research and Development Center. And as we commemorate Yoga Day celebrations across the country, we're going to tell you all about yoga. In every sense of the word, yoga is India's gift to the world. I'm Sneha Mordan, watching Health360.
Sneha Bhavatu.
Yoga is not just about body postures or flexibility or another way of exercising or moving your body. It goes much beyond, much deeper. It's a very deeper connection with your own self.
Nostril breathing, close your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale from your left nostril. Close your left nostril and exhale from your right.
Many people, they say, I feel suicidal, like domestic abuses, the many things that happened at the time, and I used to get the phone calls and I was scared, and what can I do? What should I do at this time? This is happening, what should I do? And only thing at that time I knew is this will help, and then be strong right now and log in the morning. Few months later, the same, I remember this person, the same lady who called me, who was saying that I was feeling suicidal, and they called me after 3 months and she tells, मैं कहाँ मरने की सोच रही थी and now मैं headstand कर रही हूँ. That was kind of liberating.
The myth about yoga just being something which can be equated to exercise is absolutely something that we need to move away from, and regular practices will make us believe, and results will tell us that it is something beyond just exercises.
Complete focus on your breath.
It really works on rewiring your brain in such a way it will help us grow as a person. As I told you before, no matter what profession that I am in, I might not be a yoga teacher or anything. I can be the best in everything I do. That's what yoga does.
3, 4, 5, 6.
There's a group of friends, and one of the person is known to have a very frequent anxiety attacks or very frequent panic attacks. What the others would advise is that just breathe, relax, you should not take too much of pressure, you should just chill, right? But what is happening inside, only that person knows. The best part of yoga is that it doesn't force anything that you should come out. It's not a toxic positivity.
Everybody give me a smile, a cheeky smile. A big one, big cheeky smile. There you are, looking so beautiful.
When we are talking about yoga asanas, like yoga asanas would directly work with your blood flow. And when your blood flow is impacted, then we are talking about not just flexibility or strength or just at that level. We are talking about something beyond that.
Inhale, Bhujanga, lower your shoulder blades, drop your head behind. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, pushing yourself.
The practice of yoga is believed to have started with the very dawn of civilization. The science of yoga has its origins from thousands of years ago. long before religions and belief systems were born. In the yogic lore, Shiva is seen as the first yogi or Adi Yogi and the first guru or Adi Guru.
There is no doubt that Himalaya is the origin of yoga, and that's the reason why people from all over the world, they are inclined towards these divine mountains. In our practices, when we are, we say that we practice or train on mountains, for us yoga is a time immemorial practice. Giving any specific time, it will always will be a kind of conflict. But still, when we go with the documents, so documents like Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Bhagavad Gita, Patanjali Yoga Sutra and Rig Veda, they have immense information about yogic practices, and each these scriptures, they have their own method and way to teach us about the principle and the science of yoga.
The beginnings of yoga can be traced to the Indus Saraswati civilization in northern India over 5,000 years ago. Around the time of 1800s and 1900s, yoga masters began traveling to the west, attracting attention and many followers. In the year 1893, Swami Vivekananda traveled to Chicago, attending the Parliament of Religions, preaching to the attendees about yoga and the universality of religion. He wowed the audience there, and thus began the journey of yoga moving out of India's shores. More than 100 years later came India's moment in 2014, when yoga was consciously popularized by the Indian government. The idea to tell the West that yoga is India's gift to the world, undoubtedly a symbol of India's soft power.
योग हमारी पुरातन पारंपरिक अमूल्य देन है। योग मन व शरीर, विचार व कर्म, संयम व उपलब्धि की एकात्मता का तथा मानव व प्रकृति के बीच सामंजस्य का मूर्त रूप है। यह स्वास्थ्य व कल्याण का समग्र दृष्टिकोण है। आइए हम एक अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस को आरंभ करने की दिशा में कार्य करें।
With the acceptance of yoga from international platforms, when you have the whole world involved in yoga, not emotionally, now it's kind of official announcement all over the world that International Yoga Day, 21st June, and the whole globe celebrates this. So people, those who are involved, for sure, it's an achievement for them, but those who are not aware, they also got the information. And collective consciousness will help to go more deep in this science, and that's what we are seeing from past 8 years.
The 21st day of June is celebrated as Yoga Day world over. 300 million people globally have embraced this practice, reaping benefits for their bodies and their minds.
If you travel towards these Western countries, European countries, it's crazy how people, they are involved in yoga. Every third street will have a beautiful yoga center. It's not only that you're just running outside and you got some place and practicing yoga. There are dedicated academies, institutes, studios to practice yoga. So what our experience is, let it be the streets of Manhattan or in Japan. People, they practice there, they spend a year or 2 years, and then they are back to Himalayas. You will see them in Himachal Pradesh, in Rishikesh, or in Nepal, these kind of mountain ranges. They come and just spend their time. They try to go more deep in yogic practices.
In my early educational days, I was a little boy and I was very lost. I didn't know where to turn, I didn't know what to do, I didn't know who to believe. So I always wondered why I was here. I knew I was here for a specific reason. We implement the practice of yoga. So naturally, it changes your inner mechanism. I gave up my business in the UK and I sold my house in the UK to come to India to learn the ancient teachings of yoga and pranayams, breathing techniques, mudras and meditation techniques. And it's helped me so much, because obviously moving from England to India is such a big jump, and it's enabled me to have a stronger mindset. Now that I realise that this is what I need to do in this lifetime, it's very passionate for me to bring these teachings back to the West, back to England, and help humanity.
Those who've embraced it tell us how yoga is possibly the most holistic wellness and health practice.
The whole science of chemical is yoga. My anger, my happiness, my joy, my stress, everything is yoga. If I am able to take a benefit, for sure I would like to share with my family. And that's what the philosophy of yoga is, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We believe that whole world is our family. So it's very important to share this gift with everyone.
Yoga can be used in every way. Even as I told you, I myself joined to lose weight. The way you do any particular asana or the combination of asanas that we do, then how you combine asanas with each other and how you do with the breath, it matters. Another person who wants to get rid of the stress or anxiety or want to become flexible, everything works because of the combination that you're doing. It is asanas along with the breath techniques that we do.
When you do an asana, and you're not doing just an asana for your postures or building your strength or your flexibility, but you are doing it along with using your breath, you're doing it completely mindfully. You are in the present moment. There are 72,000 channels in our internal life force, unconscious body. What does it mean? Ayurveda speaks about it. Our rishis, munis have spoken about it long back, thousands of years back. What does it mean and how do they get blocked? Yoga is something that works on these channels.
When we talk about yoga, people don't even know that there is something called yoga for vision. Like your eyesight can be impacted with regular practices of yoga. Again, the same concept of channelizing your blood flow, and there are certain postures which trigger that more than the others. So when we are talking about inversions, or when blood is directly flowing towards your face or towards your upper body, then these kind of practices, when done regularly, will definitely result to a healthier vision and staying away from basic lifestyle disorders that we may have otherwise. Pressing certain pressure points with your fingers, they again stimulate your blood flow. in a way that it would provide glow to your face. And again, regular practices. In fact, some of the face yoga practices can also be combined with breathing techniques like pranayama.
Diabetes is not just a problem of your body, it is a problem of your hormones, it is a problem of your stress levels, it is a problem of your spirit. You have to work on all forms, you have to work with your food, you have to work with your activity levels. There are particular asanas that work on your particular organs. There's accumulation of energy in your system which needs to be removed, and yoga works on that. So there are a lot of things that, and we have seen, I have seen in my personal practice also that yoga is really helpful and very holistic when it comes to reversing diabetes.
– 28-year-old Parth Patel, a practicing doctor who's battled depression and bipolar disease, tells us that his weapon has been yoga.
I've done my MBBS from Gujarat, and while I was doing the MBBS, the whole purpose of me becoming a doctor was to incorporate the healthy lifestyle into the society. But as I went into the deeper version of deeper layers of dealing with the patients, I got to understand that it was not providing health in the real terms. Rather, it was creating more illness in terms of side effects, in terms of putting a hole in the pocket. And that realization really got me thinking, really got me question about a lot of my choices about becoming a doctor. And those questions I didn't have the answers to, got me into that, not just depression but the bipolar disease. That I used to become a little bit maniac about thinking how would I deal with this, because I really wanted to serve the society, but there was no real way I could find to actually do it. That was for me at least. And on the other hand, I used to feel very helpless, thinking that what am I going to do as one person against the entire system, the healthcare system that we have, and how even if I take certain steps, how those steps are going to make a difference into the world. And that's when I started practicing yoga for myself, and that's when I found the results, not just in the physical body. Of course, I really gained some good strength, stability and flexibility. My mental stability also increased. I was able to be in a lot more peace with myself.
Hoshidar Dubaj, a hotelier who fought hard against alcoholism, says that yoga came to his rescue.
When I was a hotelier, I was working in hotels, so nearly that time, weekends or we finish our work on the weekdays, and meeting friends and just having a drink was giving me that confidence that this is life. But nearly then I felt like does it make sense? Because my purpose, I'm not understanding my purpose, like why am I doing all these things? So the journey was, after joining the yoga, I really felt like that alcohol is not allowing me to grow. It is just giving me that a rush of happiness, peace, and that wasn't I was actually looking out for. But then when I started practicing Vitakshya Yoga, and the most important is the guidance of my guru, it nearly changed my life.
The world found itself in the middle of a pandemic in the year 2020. The pandemic has truly robbed us of our mental peace and physical well-being. But the quest for solutions is still on.
This announcement itself was a panic, because no one is trained to live an isolated life. And what need to be done, what I should do, this kind of thoughts, this kind of lifestyle, it was natural to go through with the stress, anxiety and depression. Because yoga is having the mechanism to treat mind. Yoga is having that technique to engage you. People, those who got involved in this process, you see their outcome is totally different. When we meet people, you know, in that fun part they say that those were beautiful days. Why? Because morning they were able to practice, evening they were able to practice, and they were engaged. My 1 hour is dedicated for my physical practice. So pandemic time, people, they became super conscious about their health.
That brings us to the end of this edition of Health 360. We're signing off from Bengaluru City. Until next time, stay safe and do take very good care of yourself. Bye for now.